Obesity is the leading cause of death and disability in the world. Is it genetical or environmental? And how can you prevent it or overcome it? I personally struggled with obesity in my whole lifetime. After trying and failing to lose weight or maintain a standard weight, it required a commitment of 2.5 years and persistence in a never-ending struggle. Hello, fellow seekers. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Yakub. I'm a holistic practitioner in all the frontier dimensions of health and wellness. Today, we're going to talk about the plague of obesity. The World Health Organization defines obesity as a body mass index, which is a weight divided by height squared, that is BMI, of 30 or higher, while overweight as a BMI of 25 or higher. Due to inaccuracies of BMI for not accounting for muscle mass, a better measurement is the waist circumference for men of more than 102 centimeters and women of more than 88 centimeters. Obesity is the leading cause of preventable deaths worldwide, with increasing rates in adults and children. In 2016, 2 billion adults are overweight and 600 million adults are obese, which is around 12%. And that is triple from 1975. 100 million of children are obese, which is around 7% from 1% in 1975. It's rapidly increasing in low and middle socioeconomic countries like sub-Saharan Africa. Obesity is more common in women than in men, possibly due to pregnancy. Obesity leads to a condition called metabolic syndrome, which is a combination of diabetes, hypertension, high lipids, fats in blood, mainly cholesterol and triglyceride. It also predisposes to cardiovascular disease, including heart attacks, stroke, and gangrene, fatty liver disease, cancers, dementia, sleep apnea, which is snoring due to lack of breathing. I know you have seen people who snore. Osteoarthritis, which is joint problems. Infertility in both men and women, as we have talked about. Depression, skin diseases, blindness, kidney failure, and more disabling or fatal diseases. It was the known factor which led to death when a healthy person was infected with COVID-19. Some cultures still favor obesity, looking at it as a sign of wealth and success, which is to the detriment of individuals, especially married men. We have two main hormones which are responsible for food intake and energy expenditure. Ghrelin is the appetite hormone, which is produced and works in the stomach to eat when the stomach is empty and stop when full, and leptin, which is produced by fatty cells to signal fat storage reserves in the body and mediates appetite. Hence, eat more when fat storage is low and eat less when fat storage is high. That's why someone can gain weight in 1 week, which they lost in 3 months, as the body prefers a state of balance, so leptin compensates for the weight loss in that short duration. Food has shifted from more natural and less caloric to processed, heavy in calories, sugary and addictive, which are addictive, i.e. fast foods, alongside beverage drinks like sodas, which have liquid sugars, that is fructose, which cannot be digested by the body, rather it stores it as a fat, which does not only lead to obesity in adults but even worse, as in obesity in children. Nutritional and global dietary guides still recommend high calories to fight undernutrition. Due to people living in big cities, hence transportation by vehicles, working in less laborious jobs, and digital entertainment, all these have led to less physical activity and less expenditure of fats as energy. Africans or people with African descent which have inherited their genes from their ancestors were built for less caloric food, so they store less fat. However, due to abundance of food and sugars which are high in calories, current people store more fat because leptin is still high. Lack of sleep or poor sleep has been linked with obesity. Diseases like hormonal, eating disorders, and some genetical ones have all been linked with obesity, and medications like the ones for diabetes, asthma, HIV, bacteria, epilepsies, depression, and psychosis have all been linked with obesity. There are some environmental chemicals found in plastics, paints, agricultural products, industrial water from taps, and seafoods, which all have chemicals who disrupt natural body hormonal systems predisposing to obesity. There are some modern treatments for obesity like medications, like the ones for diabetes, and surgeries to remove the fat. However, due to expenses, the risks involved, and the lack of effectiveness, the only true treatment for obesity is lifestyle modification, which I have personally witnessed and applied to lose 20+ kgs. Fasting for 8 hours a day to give the body enough time to digest and use calories. Walking at least for 30 minutes a day. Finding supportive individuals, ideally your spouse and friends. Avoiding late night snacks. Getting a quality night's sleep. And seeking a coach for accountability and guidance. So if you have one problem currently with your health, work, education, finances, relationships, parenthood, or life in general, if yes, please feel free to talk to us in an effort to find a solution based on our expertise and experience in counseling and coaching together. Book a free 30-minute consultation by clicking